Hi everyone, Sumit Chandra this side, and I welcome you to our channel Solution Bridge Network and one-stop solution for all your Power Platform tutorials. In today's video, we will be answering a very common Power BI interview question. How do you show only the last 6 months of sales based on a slicer selection? This question tests your understanding of DAX, time intelligence, and slices. And we will walk through a practical demo step by step. Let's say you have a report with a year month slicer and a sales table where we are showing the sales number for last few months. You want the chart to automatically show sales for the last 6 months counting back from the selected date. Here I selected 2024 December. So you can see we have sales 24 December and from here last 6 months. If we change it, our report will automatically update it. This is tricky because slicers usually filter data directly. We will need to override that slicer behaviors using DAX to calculate last 6 months dynamic sales. In interviews, be ready to explain why you use DAX instead of filtering directly. So let me show you the demo in Power BI desktop. I am in a Power BI desktop file and here you can see we have a slicer from calendar month and here I am using year and month column and I configure it for single selection because here we want to select any particular month and year and based on selection it will show me the data of last 6 months sales. Let me show you the model view as well. So here you can see I have a simple data model here. So financial is our fact table and we have a calendar dimension table here. There are different ways to achieve it. Here we'll explain the most easiest approach. We all know if we select something from slicer, it will automatically apply the filter in all the visuals that we have. And if needed, we can break this interaction. But here we need to keep the interaction and at the same time filter behavior will be different. To achieve the same, first we need to create a calendar reference table. Let me show you how to create a calendar reference table and later on I will explain why we need this reference table. So I click on table view. Here we need to click on new table. Let's put a name calendar ref table and here let me simply call the calendar table and now let me commit it. It will create the same table by referring our calendar table. Now we need to come to model view and here we need to create a inactive relationship between our calendar table and calendar reference table. Here you need to remember that the cardinality should be 1 to many and we will set cross filter direction to single and also uncheck this checkbox. So it will be a inactive relationship. Now you can see we established an inactive relationship between our calendar reference and calendar table. This dotted line indicates that it is inactive relationship. If the line will be solid, then it will be an active relationship. Now let me come to report view. Here let me select clustered column chart. Let me adjust it in the canvas and in x-axis we need to pull the year month but this time we will use year month from our calendar reference table. But you remember we have this slicer from calendar table so it will not filter are visual for now. Let me show you how. In our fact table, we created a measure for net sales. So here we use sum of sales from the fact table, and if I drag this measure in y-axis, you can see everywhere we are getting the same value because we don't have any active relationship between our calendar table and calendar reference table. So net sales giving the same numbers across all the months, and our filter is not working. So now we will not use this net sales measure. Instead, we will create a new measures and manipulate the filter behavior. So let me create the DAX. Let me put a name, last 6 months sales. At first, we will create a variable. So I put var selected date. I put a name of my variable as selected date, and here I put a formula max, and here we'll use our calendar table date column. So in this variable, it will give us the maximum date of the selected month year. Now let me create another variable var last 6 months. So this is my variable name, and here we will create a table through which we'll generate a table which returns dates for a specific period. So for the same, we will use a DAX dates in period. Dates and period DAX is a time intelligence function used to return a table of dates within a specified period. So here you can see the syntax. First we need to select dates. So here we will call out the date column from our calendar table. Start date. So we created another variable called selected date earlier. We will use this variable here, selected date. So it will return the maximum date whatever we will select on the slicer. Then it will asking for the intervals, so we need to go to last 6 months. That's why we put -6. If you want to generate sales for last 1 year, then you need to put -12 instead of -6, and here we will manipulate it, and in interval we will select month. So this dates in period DAX will return us a table of dates between this period. Now let us return our result. So we'll put return, then we will use calculate to manipulate the filter behavior. Here we'll call the net sales measure first, then we need to remove the filter from our calendar table. So that's why I am using remove filters, and here we will use calendar table. Now we need to use another filter for keep filters. So I'll use keep filters, and here we will call the variable that we created as last 6 months. So it will hold the date of the selected range. At last, you remember earlier we created an inactive relationship between our calendar table and calendar reference table. So here, by using a DAX, we need to activate that relationship so that this filter contest will work properly and we will get the expected result. So we will use user relationship DAX, and here we'll call calendar table date and calendar reference table date column. Now we need to close the parentheses and we are good to go. So here we need to commit now. So we'll create two variables, then we'll return it using a calculate DAX. Now let me pull this in y-axis. As soon as we pull it in y-axis, you can see we have 6 columns based on slicer selection, but the sorting order is not proper. So let me sort it based on year month column. Now it's in descending order, so let me sort it as ascending. So now you can see we have December, November, October, September, August, and July month sales. As we selected December 2024. If we select November 2024, then accordingly our visual will updated automatically based on the requirement, and if we select any other year month, accordingly it will updated automatically. Hope this will help you to learn how to build a dynamic 6-month sales report in Power BI. Drop your interview questions in the comments and I will cover them in future videos. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, hit the like button and press the bell icon for the new video alerts.